This is a 16 main racket. The main skips 7 and 9 in the head and the throat of the racket, and I start at the head. The way I'm going to start this is with the Yusuke method for starting mains, where you pull both center mains at the same time. Then I'm going to clamp the string on my right, which is the racket's right, as far away from the tension head as I can get it. I'll clamp that same string with a starting clamp outside the frame. This holds the clamp up and the string going straight through that clamp, which means I'll have very, very little chance of slipping when I pull tension on this left main. And there is some tension on this string right here held by this starting clamp. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to string 3 mains on the left side of this racket. Okay, this is the 3rd main on the left side of the racket. Now that I've got 3 mains strung on the left side of the racket, I'm going to switch over to the right side of the racket. And I'm going to string 6 mains on the right side of the racket. Okay, this is the 6th main on the right side of the racket. Now I can switch over to the left side of the racket and finish up all the mains on the left side of the racket. I'm now getting to where I'm stringing the 6th main on the left side of the racket. Now I know that I have to skip the 7th grommet hole in the head and the throat of the racket, so I'm going into the 8th grommet holes with the 7th main. When I go back up, I'm going into the 10th grommet holes with the 8th main. What some people like to do on this outside main here is increase tension on the outside main. Some people increase tension on the 2 outside mains. Some people increase tension on the 3 outside mains. I don't increase the tension. I just keep going. I'm not going to tie this off yet though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to string my outside mains on the right side of the racket the same way I did the left side of the racket, where I'm skipping grommet holes 7 and 9 in the head and the throat of the frame. Okay, I've got all my mains strung in now, and let me show you what's going to happen next. I'm giving you a close-up of the right side of the racket right here. Here's the grommet holes 7 and 9 that I skipped over. So my 6th main went into the 6th grommet hole, 7th main went into the 8th grommet hole, 8th main went into the 10th grommet hole. Now I tie these strings off at either 6 head, which is right here, or 8 head, which is right here. This string comes into 6 head up here, loops around on the outside of the frame and comes up here. So I've got one string on the outside of the frame covering up this grommet hole right here. If I tie off at this hole right here, I'm going to have 2 strings covering up this grommet hole. And it's going to make it a lot harder to get a string from the outside of the frame into this hole, or on the other side from the inside of the frame out of that hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie my mains off right here on this grommet hole right here. Okay, I've got the first 3 crosses ran in, and I'm going to use a starting knot at the 6 head grommet hole to start my crosses with. I'm going to pull tension on the top cross. Clamp my string. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way down the racket, stringing all my crosses in the frame. It doesn't matter whether you've got 18 mains, 19 mains, 20 mains like this racket does. Because there's no shared holes, all I have to do is put a cross string in every one of these open grommets up and down my racket.